Well, what's up, everyone? I want to thank you guys for joining me today. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I am Nelson, and around here, guess what? We talk about living with purpose, renewing your mindset, and becoming the person that the Creator designed you to be. And I love to throw these four in there: mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. I believe that is a complete package that we can use while we are here in this earth to really live a successful life. So let me ask you something real. Let me ask you a question. Who are you becoming? Because you heard me talk about renewing. Renewing is like starting from where you are, you continue the journey. As some definitions say, it's like restoring, bring back to new, like new, restoring, refresh. You get a second wind and you start running again. So who are you becoming on this journey? This journey that we on in this life to evolve them to become the best version of ourselves. Who are you becoming? Not just what you are doing or achieving, but who are you quietly turning into every day? You see, you don't have to tell the world, hey, I'm going to renew my mind. Hey, I'm going to do this. You know what? Because some people is going to look at you like you're crazy. They will look at you in a way that discourages you. But when you do it quietly, when you take your time to do it privately, you see, you are so convinced of what you want to be, and you can achieve that you won't talk yourself out of it. But sometimes, if you tell it to other people because they know your past, because they have seen the way you have lived for so long, they will say, "Oh, you will never be able to do that. You'll never achieve that. Look at your life, man. Look at your background. Look at what you've been doing for so many years. Why you want to change now? Look at your age." They would throw all those things in there to discourage you. That's why the distraction, you have to shut out the distraction and do it quietly in private and let them see the results. They're going to see the results regardless or not. Like I said, what's on the inside, it will show on the outside. So they will see the results. You don't have to worry about that. Don't worry yourself about that because they're going to see the results. So let's start with the number one, identity. Yes, I've mentioned this a few times in other video, but it is so important that you understand your identity, who you are. For example, if they're throwing a birthday party for you, you are the birthday boy, you are the birthday girl, whoever it is. You're not going to sit at the back of the building. You're going to sit up there where they prepare this table before you. They prepare this table so that you can sit there and everyone will be able to celebrate with you. They bring their gift, they're encouraging you, they bring their toasting with you, all these different things they're doing because this is your day and you are sitting in that place. But if you don't know that, you're going to go in the back of the building. And guess what? You will miss all this wonderful opportunity to celebrate with them, to receive the gifts. It's the same thing in life. If you don't know who you are, you'll find yourself missing so many wonderful opportunities knocking at your door, and you say, "Oh, this is not for me because I don't deserve this. I'm not worthy of this." And you keep shooing them off, keep shooing them away. That's why we are so big on identity. When you are aware, and listen to this word, awareness. I love this word because it also play a big part into your success. When you are aware that the names that they are calling you does not line up with who you know that you are now, guess what? It just go over your shoulder. All like we say, it go into one ear, come out the other. It does not stick with you anymore. You're not living that life anymore because now you are aware of who you truly are. You understand that you've been given gifts and talents, that you can develop these gifts and talents and move into this era of life that will change everything around you. It will change everything around you. You will never live above the level of who you believe you are. You see, if you believe that you're a failure, you will never live success. You will stay down there at that failure level because people tell you will never amount to anything. You will stay down there. You will never live above the level of who you believe you are. When you believe that you are a success, when you believe that you can succeed in life, guess what? You begin to live like that. You're not living down there where failure at. You are living up here where success. You are just being. You just allow yourself to be in that place. You allow yourself to become that. If you think you are just a guy or someone trying to survive, guess what? Your life will reflect that. If you think that, if you think you're a person who's just trying to survive, your life will reflect that. How many times you've heard people say that, your friends? I've heard that so many times. Man, I'm just trying to survive. And you know what? They just take whatever life throw at them. They just settle for anything. Never maximize their gift, never stretch, never allow themselves to stretch. They just stay right there. They accept that. But if you wake up believing you are a person of purpose, built to lead, built to love, built to grow, you show up differently, man. You show up differently. You have a different walk. You have a different talk. The way that you dress, everything about you different. They begin to see that. They will begin to see that. So let me remind you today, you are not your past. You are not the past where they used to call you all these different names. They identify you if you used to do drugs. They call you a drug head. They call you a junkie. All those different things that now that you have come out of that habit, you are not your past. You are living a different way of living, and everyone will be able to see that you are also not your mistake. Yes, learn from your mistake. I've made mistakes in life. I call them, there was challenges in life that I had to overcome. And I see those challenges in a way that it helps me to grow. It helps me to grow. I don't look at them as mistakes so much. Yes, they call them mistake, but to me, it was a challenge. It was a little bit of pressure that applied and helped me to push back and to become stronger. You are becoming something greater every day. Every day you're becoming something greater, and that begins with a renewed mind. And the renewed mind is what we do daily. We make those choices to make different. We choose to make different choices every day. Every day we choose to do things different so that we can grow and get better. It's like you're building on like a step. I love that. A step, you might have a step, a staircase with 100 steps. And each one of those is helping you to get closer and closer to the top. So every day, every step that you take is helping you to get closer and closer to your destination every day. It's a journey, and you can enjoy the journey all the long. You can enjoy that. How many times I have done this in the past when I'm about to do something, and I get so discouraged on that journey, get so discouraged. But when I get to the end, I was like, whoa, man, I can't believe I did that. I've done it. But you know what? I did not enjoy the journey. But now, today, with my renewed mind, I can start to appreciate every little step, every people, every person that I met on this journey, every challenges. It just helps me to see things differently and helps me to grow and to become that version of myself that I know I'm supposed to be. I know that I'm not supposed to be a failure. I know I'm here to be successful in life, to achieve some things, to share my gifts with others, to be able to encourage someone. And while I'm doing that, I begin to feel so good about doing it because it's like it says, it's better to give than to receive. I couldn't understand that. But the joy that you get on the inside from giving, my goodness, man, it takes a renewed mind to be able to experience something like that because we have been taught to just hold on to everything because you might need it later on in life. But I did not understand. The more you give, the more it comes back to you. And when you give, the joy that you give, you can't put a price on that. The joy that you get, you cannot put a price on it. The joy that you receive from giving, there is no money can buy that. Here is the next part I want to talk about, and this is character. And this is a big one. And for me, I remember one time when I was living in West Palm Beach and working in West Palm Beach at this company, big company. And one of our supervisor, my supervisor, was supposed to leave from this part of the company and go to another part of the company to perform some duties there. And they usually put out internally first application. They encourage you to apply for the job before they go outside because they want everyone to get a chance to move up. And as my supervisor leave, there was another, well, before he leave, there was another guy in another department, and we was working so closely to each other, but yes, they're different department. And he asked me to do a few things for him the first time. And I've heard guys, man, they used to complain and murmuring and cursing and angry when they have to do something for another part of the company, even if it's even though it's the same company. They were so angry. And sometimes you can pick up some habit just being around a person or a thing for so long, you find yourself start saying it negative or positive. Yes. So one day he asked me to do a few things for him, and I did it. I was upset. Yes, I was upset, but I hold my tongue. I was upset, but yet I hold my tongue. Okay, that was over. He asked me again another week to do some things for him, and I did it. And he thanked me and he appreciate it. I appreciate you and everything. Thank you so much. Guess what? Long story short, lo and behold, the position that was open up that my supervisor have just left, he applied for it and he got that position. Now think about what before I say that, I'm getting excited. He becomes my supervisor. Now think about this. If I was rude to him and his mind wasn't renewed, guess what I would have been receiving? Oh my goodness. You think he would have been nice to me after I was rude to him, especially someone whose mind has not been renewed? So the point is, I did not say anything. I did what I was supposed to do. And at the end of this, all this, my character, I built character with him. He's seen something in me, and we become close friend, very close friend, to the point that he have an exterminating business, for pest control. And I was having some problem with some rats. I don't know how to get up in my attic. And I went to him, I was going to hire him to do it. And he told me, he said, Big Daddy, I'm going to tell you how to do this. If I have to come, it will cost you X, Y, and Z, but let me tell you how to get rid of those. And he told me what to do. And I got rid of everything the same night. Character is very important. It is not what you do in public, but also how you act in private, because as within, so without. You have to build within first. Because if my mind wasn't started to renew on the inside, I would not have had that self-control. I would have let loose and say, I'm not doing this, da, 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 da. And then next thing, now he becomes my supervisor. Guess what? What you send out is what's going to come back to you. What you sow is what you're going to reap. Character is very important. It is not built on stage, it is built in small daily choices. It's built in small daily choices. When you are tired, frustrated, or tempted to give up, if you just remember who you are or who you are trying to be, and the results that you're getting, how it would benefit you in the long run, you will find yourself being more self-control. You'll find yourself being more, I would say, more rooted, more sound. You're not going to give up. You're not going to give in. Here's another thing. Let me throw this in there real quick. Something that I practice at home that is very simple. And a lot of people, I guess, don't practice this. Well, most people are, let me go back to me. Forget about the most people. Myself, and I'm not going to edit none of this. I'm going to tell you. I used to do, well, at home, I used to go in the bathroom, come back out and go back to the living room or in the bedroom without washing my hand. And simply why? Is because I felt like I was at home, so I don't need to do that because nobody watching me. Everybody at home, I know everybody. They're comfortable with me, so I just go ahead and do my thing, go back out. I begin to understand the things that you do at home, when you practice at home, you will do it in public. If I'm doing that at home, guess what? I will do it in public and I will embarrass myself, especially when I'm in a place where, people already done are practicing that and they are aware and they are looking. So I began to practice at home. It doesn't matter if I'm home alone. I go to the bathroom, I come back out, I wash my hands. I practice that so that when I get out in public, that same character that I display at home, I can display it out in public. And I don't have to, force myself to do that. I just be. I allow myself to be. I becomes that. And that's who you see. That's what you get. So let's move on to the next one. And this is the last one that I'm going to share with you. The quiet works. The quiet works. And a lot of people don't want to do that. I've been there before. I don't want to sound like I'm judging people. I always love to use myself as an example because my experience is I can speak better about my experience than other people. I'm practicing not to say, well, some people are these people are they people. I'm coming back to myself where I know myself. I can use my experience better. So let's talk about the quiet work. And here's the part that we don't like. We don't like to talk about. You see, because sometimes, well, me, I used to want to, when I do things, I want people to see, I want people to hear it, I want to be recognized right off. I want to be I want that pat on the back. But I do understand. I understand this. That quiet work, sometimes you have to do it by yourself because if you tell someone that you're going to do this or you're going to do that or you're going to attempt that because of you guys being together, we've been together for so long. There was a season in our life that we fellowship for so long. I know them, they know me. We talk about the future, we talk about the past, we talk about the present, we talk about things that we want to do, we talk about things that we don't want to do, we don't like to do. So when you tell them now that you want to make this change, when you tell them you want to pursue this, sometimes they'll tell you, man, it costs so much. You're gonna do that. Look at the price of this. Look at the price of that. You know how much that costs. Do you know you're gonna spend the money on that? All these different things, and guess what? You'll find yourself just go right back, sit back in the same old chair, and begin to get the same old results over and over again. It is good. I love this text from the Bible. It said, when you go into prayer, go into your closet and you close the door. You go in there and you close the door. Sometimes you have to shut out. It's not that you're getting rid of your friend. You just have to shut out for that moment, that distraction right there. You have to shut it out for that moment. Even when it comes to the goals that you have and the dreams that you have, there's a season of working in silence. And I've learned that. There's a season of working in silence. I have to control my thoughts. Sometimes you get excited. You want to tell people that you want to do this or you're going to do this. And sometimes you might say it to the wrong person. And guess what? They jump in front of you and they start to do it. And what can you do? What can you do? Some things need to be spoken of, and something you need to be quiet. You need to relax. Don't put the seed out there yet. Like it says, the vision it is for an appointed time. There's a lot of work that you have to do in private, the quiet work, the meditation, the transformation, the working on your thoughts. You have to do those things in in private. Find that quiet time because that's when you can see more clearly what you need to work on. That's when you can see more clearly also your progress. But if you can't continue to put everything out there, or you have to wait until you have a big crowd, for example, here's a good thing. Here's a good example. I remember I was doing a concert, a youth concert, and my thought begins to race. These different limiting thoughts begin to come into my mind. What if this didn't work out? What if that didn't work out? Oh man, what if people don't show up? And I'm thinking, I want a big crowd. But I'm not thinking that if 10 people show up, are you still going to do it? So I began to deal with this thing. I began to wrestle with it. And I fight. I fought through the whole thing. And then at the end of it, it was so good that I'm like, whoa. Think about if I begin to tell people, man, I think I'm just gonna just squash this because I think I bit off more than I can chew and all these different things. I could have talked myself out of it. And possibility they could have said something that even add fuel to the fire to make me give up or give in. Yes, I did. I probably would have made the decision myself, but still, they add to it that make it even worse. So the quiet time is very important. Find that quiet time where you can evaluate your life, where you can look over your life. Find that quiet time where you can practice. Like I said, I practice washing my hand at home when nobody sees me out in the public. I'm doing it at home when nobody sees me. I'm still doing it even if I'm home by myself. Find that quiet time. Do the work quietly, and then later on you can celebrate your progress. People are going to see and they're going to celebrate with you because what's in the darkness, it's going to protrude out into the life. It's going to come to light. It's in you. What's inside that no one can see. As you continue, it becomes a habit, and as you continue to work it, they're going to see it. But sometimes some folks do not want, they don't want to do things in the quiet time. They don't want to work behind the scene. They don't want to be the one who just running the errands. They just want to be right up front right away. Bam. And that sometimes you can miss a lot of the step that can keep you up there. You can miss a lot of the steps that you need to keep you to go, continue to go up, because as fast as you go up, you can come down because you can miss those steps. You're not aware of the things that you need, aware of the things that you need to say, aware of how you need to act, your character, and all these things that is so important. You are not aware of those things. When you practice at home first or practice in your private time, it will benefit you in the long run because out there, they'll begin to see this new you. They begin to see you are living renewed. They begin to see this new person, and you become so attractive. People want to work with you. People want to be around you. People want to listen to you. They want to see how did you get there? What did you have to do? And why is it so important to you? They will want to answer. They will want to ask you these questions. So I want to leave you with something today. If I have to leave you with something, this will be it. You are born for a whole lot more than what you think. And you are becoming stronger every day. Every day, every step that you take, you are becoming stronger every day. Like they said, some see the glass half empty, some see it half full. How do you see it? Who are you becoming every day? Who are you becoming? Because remember, like I said, this is a journey that you're on. You have rediscovered who you are. Your identity means so much to you that today, with your identity, you begin to step out and become that person that you desire to be. And today you are becoming more every day because you are born for more. You are born to be successful mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially in all areas of your life. Every one of us has been given the same measure of faith. Every one of us has been given the same opportunity. I've seen people who I thought because of their physical health, they might miss an arm. One of my favorite one is Richie Parker. Both arms, he born without arms. And yet he worked at NASCAR designing parts. And one of the team that wins most, I don't know how many they have won, but they have won so many races. Richie Parker never see himself as someone who is not worthy or can't. You were born for more. You have both arms, you have your legs. I've seen people who does not have legs that is still progressing and doing so much in life. Ask yourself, do you deserve this? And if you do, are you willing to start renewing your mind today? Drop me a line. Drop me a line. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what are you willing to do. We are talking morally, not anything illegal, but renewing your mind. So until next time, I will see you in the next video. Stayed renewed. This is Nelson. I love you guys. Peace, and we out.